Turkey has emerged as an appealing market for both foreign and domestic investors. Recent changes in regulations in our law have ensured that both domestic and foreign investors are granted equal rights and responsibilities in Turkey. Foreign investors intending to establish a company in Turkey typically adhere to the Foreign Direct Investments Law No. 4875. However, they may also encounter stipulations from the Turkish Commercial Code No. 6/2, the Turkish Code of Obligations No. 6/98, Law No. 4817 on work permits for foreigners, and the Regulation on the Implementation of the Law No. 4875. The principle of investment freedom, equal treatment, and the encouragement of foreign investors is emphasized in the Foreign Direct Investment Law No. 4875. This grants international investors the same rights and responsibilities as their domestic counterparts. As per this principle, foreign investors can establish any type of company stipulated in the Turkish Commercial Code and the Turkish Code of Obligations. Legal entities mentioned in the Turkish Commercial Code include joint stock companies, limited liability companies, cooperatives, commandite, and collectives. In contrast, the Turkish Code of Obligations only details regulations for ordinary partnerships. However, in practical scenarios, joint stock and limited liability company establishments are the most popular choices. For foreign investors, it's crucial to draft the company's articles of association that align with the company's primary activities. This process necessitates selecting the most suitable business type. Ensuring that the articles of association align with the company's main operations is essential, and it's advisable to have these documents prepared by a legal professional. It's also recommended to avoid using templated agreements during establishment. Often, legal challenges faced by foreign established companies arise from errors made during the foundational phase. Stages of company foundation by foreign investors: determination of company type, title, headquarters, manager, and field of activity. Drafting and notarization of the company's articles of association. Arrangement and notarization of the required documents. Notarized copy of the passport is required if the company's partner is an individual. Acquisition of a potential tax number for the company. Deposit a portion of the capital into the Competition Authority bank account. Deposit and document a part of the capital in the company's bank account. Registration procedures with the Trade Registry Office. Certification of specific company-related legal books. Request a company establishment statement from the tax office. Drafting of the signature circular. Transfer of certain company-related documents to the e-TOIS system. Ensure compliance with the Personal Data Protection Law. When acquiring a tax number for a foreign individual, the person's residential address is required. If the foreign individual doesn't have a registered address, they must procure a residence or work permit by indicating a residential address in Turkey. If the foreign individual possesses a registered residence abroad, the company can be established without additional documentation. Advantages for foreigners establishing a company in Turkey. Foreign investors now have rights equivalent to those of Turkish companies, and sometimes even superior rights. Article 3 of the Foreign Direct Investors Law No. 4875 restricts the nationalization of foreign direct investments. Assurance of unrestricted profit transfers and other revenues abroad. Foreigners establishing companies in Turkey have recourse to both national and international arbitration for potential legal challenges. Employment of foreign personnel is facilitated by easier work permit processes. Non-cash capital evaluations are based on reports from global valuation institutions. Foreign companies can also establish liaison offices and branches in Turkey. Turkey is a signatory to numerous international agreements safeguarding foreign investor rights. The Turkish government offers incentives such as VAT exemptions, customs duty exemptions, tax reductions, and R&D incentives through various schemes. In conclusion, current Turkish regulations do not differentiate between domestic and foreign entities when it comes to company establishment and investments. The rights and obligations applicable to domestic investors are also extended to foreign investors. At EA Legal, we offer swift, trustworthy, and rational legal consultancy and advocacy services to foreign nationals and Turkish investors based abroad who aspire to establish a company in Turkey.